If you didn't download it, just go to the pre-session materials and just download the CSV file and open the pre-session materials. We will be starting with that. Hope you all could see my screen. Like if you could see my screen, just raise your hands. Yeah, okay, thank you, thank you. Okay, we will start the session from data pre-processing and cleaning. Like, what is data pre-processing? There are like we have some data's raw data. Like we are collecting some data from using forms, or we will collect data from our nearest shops. Like by collecting data, it will be like it is a raw data. We need to make it and we need to pre-process it, and we need to make it as a balanced data to use in our ML model. So like what is data? Like data is information or facts or statistics that you can analyze and interpret. Basically, you can call data as facts. So like data pre-processing involves preparing raw data for analysis or modeling. Like it is a crucial step in data mining and machine learning pipeline. Like you need to pre-process the data because pre-processing the data will give you cleanliness and compatibility, performance, outliers, and balance. Like you need to balance the data so that you can put it in your ML. Like if you didn't balance the data and using the imbalanced data, raw data in your ML, definitely your ML won't give you a good precision. It will give you it won't give you some errors, but it won't give correct precision. Like if you are making a age and gender detector, and if you didn't pre-process the data and you're just uploading the imbalanced data, like if you are uploading a picture of a 80-year-old man, the ML model will tell it is a 5-year-old, like kind of that it will happen. So we need to do some data pre-processing techniques, and we need to pre-process those data. Like first of all, we will directly start with our uh, I hope everyone download that CSV file. Did everyone download it? If you downloaded it, just raise your hands or just put reaction. Okay. Thank you, Mohit. Yeah, thank you, thank you. Just go here and just click it and just upload the data set here, like how I'm doing. Now your data set, basic data set will be here. We will directly jump into hands-on session. Like first of all, you need to import some libraries. Like we will, as I already told, we will be using NumPy and Pandas for data pre-processing, and we will be using some of other libraries also, like Skykit library or imbalance learn libraries also. First of all, can anyone tell how to import Pandas and NumPy? Just put in a message box. Yes, yes, Karthik Sharma. Thank you, thank you. Yes, Mohit, correct. First, we will import pandas as PD, import numpy as np, and we will be also importing matplotlib, matplotlib.pyplot as plt. If you run this, you will imported your pandas and numpy and matplotlib. Now we are going to import dataset. Uh, can anyone, like in last session, you would get to know about how to read CSV file? Can anyone tell me the command to read the CSV file? What we will do to read the CSV file? Just put up the command alone. Yeah, read CSV. Yeah, correct, Karthik. Yeah, like it. First, we will create a data set object. Then we will put pd dot read CSV, and This is the basic data set we are going to use today. So I'm just giving the name basic data set dot csv, and I'm going to print and check out the data set, what is inside the data set. As you could see, the data set is now loaded, and as you could see, there are 1, 2, 3, and 4 columns and 19 rows, like 20 rows, 0 to 19, 20 rows. And you could see countries, you have Australia, Russia, India, and age. You can see the age and salary and purchase. This is the basic data set which we are going to do pre-process today. Uh, before pre-processing, we need to know some like some plotting things, like we need to plot some of the graphs and we need to check. For that, I'm just calling out, I'm just creating another one variable df2 equal to data set. I'm calling the data set, and I'm just resetting that index value. Like dot reset index means you are just calling a particular column. Like I need to just want to check out how the age is distributed or how the salary is distributed. I'm just calling a particular column. So I'm using dot reset index, and I am telling that I need age alone, and I'm just running this command. Now it run. Now after that, I'm just going to plot that df2. Now you could see how the age is distributed here. I hope you all could see how the age is distributed here. Like 0 to 5 years, like you could see the how the age is distributed. Like it started at 27 and it started at 27 and 25, it went down 25. Like you could see, like you could do the same for salary, and you can do the same for country. You can do the same for purchase. You can do all the things. Now, by seeing this data set, you could see there are some null values, right? Like basically, what is null values or missing values? Missing values are also known as null values or any not available values. Refers to the absence of data for a particular variable or observation within a data set. Like basically, if you're collecting a data set, like you could see some there are some missing values. Like if you just if you could see, some people may just registered but they didn't upload their salary. Some of them didn't give their age due to some personal reasons, or they just gave their salary alone. So you could see there are some null values in the data set, right? So these are some basic null value, like null values you could see. So this is a small data set, so you could see there are some null values by seeing it directly. But if you go through a big data set, you need to do some kind of you need to call some inbuilt functions to check that missing values. For that, what I'm going to do is I'm just creating another one variable, null values equal to data set. From the data set which I have called here, this data set, I'm just calling same here, data set. Now I'm going to use an inbuilt function called isNull. Basically, anyone knows what this isNull will do? Anyone? Yeah, okay, it's fine. Like this isNull will calculate what are the null values that are in our data set. Like it will check, it will go through our whole data set and it will tell how many null sets are there. So basically, I'm just calling this function. I'm telling sum so that it will add up all the null values, and I'm just printing null values in each column, and I'm calling print null values. Now you could see here null values in each column, like country have only 0 null values, and age have 2 null values, and salary have 2 null values, and purchased has 0 null values. Like here you could see that in our basic data set we have 2 null values in each of the column, like in age column, and you can see in salary column. Like there are two null values. Now after seeing this null values, you need to fill out those null values. Basically you need to fill out and you need to do pre-processing, because having missing values can create ML model to train in a less way. So we need to fill up those null values. For that, we are just separating variables in our data set, like dependent variable and independent variable. Like as you see that dependent variable, if the values in one sample affects the values in other sample, then the sample are dependent. Like basically, if you see in our data set, country is an independent because country can change. Like it won't affect the age or it won't affect the salary. Like age also, it not going to affect the salary. Even the 30 age people can get 52,000, or even the 40 age people can get 52,000 salary. So age is also not going to affect the salary. Like salary also not going to affect the age. Even if he gets 60,000, his age should be less. Like it's not like that. So age salary is also not going to affect this thing, but purchased will affect. Like if he have salary only, he could purchase the product, right? So this will affect by the salary, age, or country. So purchased will be a dependent variable. You can call the purchase as a dependent variable, and age, salary, and country can you can be call it as independent variables. So basically, first we need to declare independent variable. Like basically, I am declaring independent variable as x, and I am calling a data set iLoc. Can anyone tell what is this iLoc function will do? Hello. Yeah, navigates to the exact location of a value. Yeah, it's correct, Karthik. Like in our data set, as I already told, right, purchased will be our dependent variable. So I'm just telling that in our data set, I'm just calling this. If you use this colon will take all, like in that iLog function, your arguments will be first will be rows, and second argument will be your columns. Like I'm using this colon function will tells that collect all the data, like collect 0 to 19, collect all the rows, and and next argument will be your columns. So I am just calling just 0 to 0 to 3. Like can anyone tell why I'm mentioning 3? Like why I'm not mentioning 1 2 0 1 2? Why I'm not mentioning 2 instead of I'm mentioning 3 as purchase? Why I'm mentioning purchased also? Yeah, like it slice till n minus 1. Yes, it's correct. So I'm just mentioning our x will be our, as I already said, it will be our independent variable. So I'm just calling the entire rows. I'm telling take collect country, age, and salary. So our independent variable is ready, and I am telling collect all the values which are present here. Now I am declaring a dependent variable as y dataset dot iLook, and I am calling all collect all the rows, and 3 to 4 and values. Now it will collect a 3 to 4. 3 to 4, there is no 4. It will basically collect only the purchase thing. Now I am asking my data set, my code to print x and print y. There is a error. Okay, numpy error. Okay, fine. Now it's good. Like you could see I called only the independent variable x and I am printing the x. Now you could see here, right? Like as I already told, numpy we will be using for arrays. So it directly collected and converted into array. Like you could see the country here, and you could see the age here, and you could see the salary here. And there is no purchase till here. It collected all the value independent variable values. And next I am calling print y. Print is collecting all the dependent variable, and here yes, yes, no, no, no. These are the dependent variable. Now we collected the independent and dependent variable. Now we are going to handle the null values. Like handling null values, we will be using several strategies. Like it will based on different data set. Like if the data set is too big, we will be using different method. If the data set is too small, we will be using different method. It will change. It will differ case to case based on the algorithms which we are going to use. Like as already yesterday they discussed about mean, median, and mode and advanced method. Like advanced method we will be using for the big data sets. We need to come to a conclusion by seeing the plots, and we will making some algorithms. For here we can use mean, median, or mode. And for this data set we will be using mean. For that I'm just importing one library from sklearn dot impute. Import simple imputer. Like basically this sklearn library is known as a skykit library. Skykit learn library. This library has some predefined models or predefined strategies to help for our data set to fit in our algorithm. So we will be using this library, simple imputer. From sklearn we will just calling the simple imputer library. This will help us to convert our data set, like it will help us to handle the null values by giving mean, median, mode, or like we can even use some our own algorithms to fill the null values. I'm just calling the simple imputer, and I am just declaring one variable imputer is equal to simple imputer. Like I'm just calling this, and you can see the parameters like missing value, strategy, which strategy we can use for it. Can anyone tell which strategy can we use to fill this null values? You could see here, right? NaN, and these are the null values. NaN. Like, can anyone tell which strategy we can use? Like in mean, median, mode, which can we use uh, to fill these null values? Yes, Karthik Sharma. Yes, yes, you are correct. Yeah, we can use mean strategy to get our null values. So I'm just, as I already told, you can pass the parameter here, right? So I'm just passing strategy. Use the strategy mean. Use mean to fill up my null values. Now this simple imputer, I just put the simple imputer function into a variable imputer. Now what I need to do is I need to check where is my null values are in. If you see that null values are already, the null values are in independent variable, and we declare the independent variable as x. So what I need to do is I need to impute this to my x value. So I'm just calling imputer this variable, and I'm telling fit use the mean strategy in my x. In x, use take all the rows and do only in 1 to 3 columns. Like as you see, like there is no null values in Australia, Russia, and since this will be a categorical data, like categorical data in the sense it is a text data, we can't do mean, median, mode. So there comes that advanced method, how to fill up those things. So here these are only numerical values, right? So we'll be using mean, median, mode. As you see, like the null values are in the column of age and salary, So I am just telling my code to impute this function and fit the x, take all the rows and takes from 1 to 3. That is nothing but first and second column. Now now this will fix that. Yeah. Now this will fix the null values and it will give the mean. Now what I need to do is I need to transform already existing data. We are just fixing it. We are not transforming it. So we need to transform it. Now I am telling x in all rows. Uh, 1, 2, 3. Just use this imputer function and transform my x to 3. Now I'm just printing my x. Now if you run this, you could see now the mean value, the mean strategy worked out. Like it just took all the things and did a mean for it and just implemented in the null values area. You could see here. Like this, you can handle the null values. Like if suppose there are after seeing your plot you can use median also, like you can use mode also, like if it is categorical data you can use advanced methods also. Till here everyone clear? If anyone have any doubts you can put up in comment section. If anyone didn't have a doubt, just raise up your hands, we will move to next topic. Yeah, thank you Mohit, thank you Likit. Yeah, we will go to next topic. Next topic is categorical data. As I already told, the categorical data are nothing but the text data which we are having. As you could see this image, you could see apple, orange, banana, grape, apple, grape, banana, orange. These are some text data. Like as you mentioned here, categorical data refers to the variables that represent categories or group with distance labels. Like these are some labels which here we are here. How to like in our ML model can't train that directly the categorical data. So what we have to do is we need to convert that into numerical data, that is nothing but zeros and ones. For that we will be using label encoder, another library we will be using from Skykit. You will be using label encoder, like it will convert this text data into zeros, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And after that, the numerical data will be converted into zeros and ones by using one hot encoding. Like this label encoding will be assigned the numbers in the form of alphabetical orders. Like you could see in this image, apple is assigned for 0, and banana is assigned for 1, and grape is assigned for 2, and orange is assigned for 3. Like this, label encoder will assign the labels for the text data as zeros, 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. And we will be using one hot encoder to convert them into zeros and ones. For that, first we have to import the library which we are going to use. As I already told, we will be importing from sklearn dot preprocessing. Like from sklearn, we are importing preprocessing, and from there we are just importing two libraries. One is label encoder, another one is one hot encoder. Like as you see here, now we are just importing that library. Now it's done. Now we are going to do label encoder. For that, first we will be transforming our this values Australia, Russia, India, Russia. These are some categorical data, right? So we are going to convert this into label encoding. Then we will be converting this into one hot encoding. I'm just giving a variable label x, and I am calling that label encoder function. Now I'm just giving the information to my label encoder, collect all the rows and take only zeroth column. And what you need to do now is, now you need to transform it. Label, now calling the label x, and I am telling fit transform. This fit transform is just nothing but it will transform the already existing data. Like it will fit and it will transform it. Now I'm just telling that transform x which have collect all rows and take the zeroth column. Now one second. Now print ex. Now I'm just running this code. Now you could see here now my all of my categorical data is converted into zeros and 0, 1, 2, 3, and Australia is assigned for a 0, and you could see here Russia is assigned for 2 and India is assigned for 1. Now this label encoding part is done. Now what we have to do now is we need to convert this 0, 2, 1, these things into zeros and ones. And we need to reshape into like we need to get in a matrix form. As you could see here from this image, this label encoding, after doing one hot encoding, you could see the matrix here, right? For wherever the apple is present, it is giving 1. Wherever the banana is present, it is giving 0, and grape 0, orange 0, and for orange, wherever the orange is present is giving 1, like kind of that. Like it will be assigned, as I already told, it will be assigned, matrix will be in the form of alphabetical order. Like now we will be doing one hot encoding. Till now everyone are clear? Just raise up your hands. Yes, thank you Mohit, thank you Kartik, thank you Sujit, thank you Sharon. Okay, fine. uh, Now we have done with the label encoding. Now we are going to do one hot encoding. As already we just imported our label encoder and one hot encoder, right? Like same how we did for label encoding, we are going to do the same for one hot encoding. For that, I'm just creating another one variable, one hot encoder for x, and I'm just passing one hot encoder, and I'm telling take x and do one hot encoder, do one hot encoder, and for the x I'm just passing fit transform. As I already told, we need to transform that transform, and I'm telling what we need to transform. Just take x and pass that from the values of take all the rows, and particularly take the zeroth column, which is nothing but take 0 to 1, which we mentioned already here. Just it will take this column alone, that 0 2 1 2, take this column alone, and I'm telling my one hot encoder to reshape that into x, like as I already mentioned here, right? X will be our independent variable. We need to make that x now into kind of this type. So I'm just passing. Now I'm telling my x to do the same. And as I already told, we need to get it into a matrix form. For that, I'm just telling my one hot encoder to reshape it. So I'm just giving reshape -1 to 1 and convert them into array format and print x. Now, if I run this command, I'm going to get the matrix form of our values. Now you could see for wherever the Australia is present, I'm getting 1. Wherever the Russia is present, I'm getting 1 here. Wherever the India is present, I'm getting 1 here. Like as I told, it will be in alphabetical order. Like Australia is in alphabetically, Australia will be our first value, and India will be our second, and Russia will be third. Like kind of that. Now our matrix also ready. Till here, I hope everyone could understand. Now what I'm doing is I'm just checking that data frame. So I'm just passing another command, pd data frame, and just checking how is my x now. I'm just printing df just to check. For checking purpose, I'm doing this. And you could see here now every rows from 0 to 19, it is now converted into type of one hot encoder. Now the values are ready. Now we will need what now the data is totally pre-processed. This is the basic data pre-processing we will be doing for every data set. First of all, we need to go through the data set and you need to plot some plots. Then you need to see if there are missing values or not. After seeing missing values, you need to create dependent variable, independent variable, and you need to handle the null values by using some several strategies. And after that, if there is any categorical data is present in the data set, you need to convert them using label encoding and one not encoding. After that, your data is now pre-processed. Now what you need to do is you need to split the data into train and test. Before getting into this topic, like everyone, hope you understand till now. If you could understand, just put raise your hands or put up comment section or just give a yeah, thank you, Likit. Thank you, Karthik. Yeah, thank you, Snehas. Yeah, thank you so much. Like, I hope everyone could understand. Now, we need to split the data into train and test purpose. Before creating our MR model or after creating our MR model, we need to use some of the data for training purpose and some of the data for testing purpose. Like, you cannot put the whole your data for training purpose. So, you need to give some amount of data to for training and some amount for testing. In data pre-processing itself, you will split the data for training and testing purpose. Like as you could see, train and test split is a technique used in machine learning to evaluate the performance of the predictive model. Uh, like what will be the issues we will be getting is more and less trained data will give performance issue. For the solution, we will be splitting the data into 80:20 ratio, where 80% will be used for training and 20% will be used for testing. As you could use even your method also, like 70% for training, 30% for testing, or 60% for training, 40% for testing. It's up to you. But basically, we will be using 80% and 20% because this will make the model to give predictive answers. So we'll be using this for as I already told, we in sklearn library you have some pre-trained libraries like pre-processing, like already we see one hot encoder, a label encoder. Like for here also we will be calling the same sklearn library, and we will be calling some models to split the train and split the data set. First we will call out the libraries from sklearn model selection, import, train, test, split. Now this will call out the library. Now the train and split library is ready. Now what I'm going to do is, for what are the, we need four variables to split the train and test, because we have two variables here, right? Uh, where it is, yeah, here, independent variable x and independent variable y. Like dependent variable y and independent variable x, we have two variables. So basically we will need um, four variables here: x train, x test, y train, and y test. We need to split that x variable into train and test, and we need to split the y variable into train and test. So I'm just declaring x train, comma, x test, y train, comma, y test, and I'm calling that train test split, and telling take x and y, that x and y are the nothing but the variables, and I'm telling our test size. I'm just declaring test size here. I'm telling test size can be 0.20, that is nothing but the 20%, and I'm calling random state equal to 0. Can anyone tell why we are using random state equal to 0? Why we are not using any other number, or why we need to use random state? Can anyone? So basically, why we are using random state is like we are just randomly separating this, right? Like every time we whenever we call this function, it will randomly separate the values, like it can separate from the top to from top to end, or end to top, or it can separate from middle to end. For every time if we run this, and if every time we are train or model like this, like it will give some precision error. So that what we are going to do is, you are just giving a random state. This random state will tell that, just keep that random state as 0. It will tell that, okay, just start from here, just start from here, just start from here. Every time you run this, start from here. So for that reason, we are using this random state. Now I will run this code. You are getting syntax error. Yeah, here why. Come on. Now I run this code. Now our data is splitted into train and test for train and test purpose. Now what I'm going to do is just create another code and just going to print and check how much our X train is there. Now you could see that it is splitted now, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Now it is splitted for till 16, 0 to 16. Now the training for the train purpose, 80% is now ready, and another 20% will be used for test purpose. And we can check that also. Print y test. Like you could see, we got the y test also. But can anyone tell, there is an issue in this? Can anyone tell what is that issue? Hello. See, basically, the issue is, as I already told, right, we will be using 0 and 1, but our y variable is still in no and yes format. So we have to convert this into um, zeros and ones. For that, we will be doing a one-hot encoding. Like after this, I just create another one code. I'm just calling label y and doing label encoding. For here, I think we don't need of one-hot encoding, because basically our y variable having only yes and no, right? So label encoding will automatically directly assign as 0 and 1 only. So there is no problem of there is no need of doing one-hot encoding. So I'm just directly going to do label encoding and telling and y to fit and transform y data, and just going to print y. Now you could see that everything is converted into ones and zeros. I hope this is visible for everyone. Like this, you need to convert your categorical data. Now again, I'm running all the codes once again. Mm. Now if you could see here, our y test is in zeros and ones. Now our data is totally ready. Now it is splitted. Now it is from the starting, like we have imported the layer data set, and we have found the missing values, and we handled the missing values, and we converted the categorical data into label encoding by using label encoding and one-hot encoding. We converted into zeros and ones. Now, and after that, we have just split the data into train and test purpose. Now the data is totally ready for our machine learning model. Now these are the basic steps which we are going to follow for data pre-processing. I hope everyone clear till now. If anyone have doubt, just put in a message box, or just raise up your hands. We can move. If everyone clear, just raise up your hands. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Like, okay, then we will continue the session. Like if you could see in our data pre-processing, like sometimes we will have some duplicate data in our data set. Like some data will be same, some data will be duplicated. So we need to reduce that also, right? Because that will comes under data pre-processing. So for that you need to reduce you need to reduce your data by removing the duplicates. For that, you will be using some default functions in from pandas. Like I'm just calling df1 and mentioning pd dot read csv. I'm just calling the basic dataset dot csv. Printing that df1. What is okay? Dataset. Now you could see here, right? There are some countries with same names. From the basic dataset itself, we are going to remove the duplicate values only for seeing the country. In country alone, we are just going to remove the duplicate values. For that, I'm just calling the df dot drop duplicates. This is an inbuilt function which will drop out the duplicates which are present. I'm telling I need to drop the duplicates from the country, right? So I'm just giving the parameter subset, and I'm just telling country. Just from country, just remove the data set. Like what is the one? Okay, index. Okay, okay, fine. I'm just first dropping those duplicates. Then I'm just running this code. Okay. Anyone have doubt? Yeah, yeah, yeah. I could see it. Thank you. Subset country. Why I'm not getting it? Okay, fine. df.1. We missed df.1 here, right? Yeah. Now you could see from country, we dropped all the duplicates now here. I hope you could see. Like basically we had error because we declared a df1 as our data frame, but we called a df, so we didn't declare df, right? So it's giving error. Now I declare df1. Now we just drop the duplicates from the countries. Now you could see only Australia, Russia, and India. Like this way you can drop the duplicates from the dataset. Suppose next is data set is what if the data set is imbalanced? Like sometimes your data set will be imbalanced, like there will be less data, like there will be more data. So what you have to do to make it as balanced data set? You need to do some oversampling and undersampling techniques. Like undersampling is a technique to balance the uneven data set by keeping all the data in the minority class. Like the which class we have very less data, we will keep it as such, and we will be converting the large majority class into we will decrease the size of the majority class. As well as you can see, oversampling can be defined as adding more copies to minority class. Um, like we will be using some inbuilt function for that. For undersampling, we will be using some inbuilt function like from imb learn. Like what is this imb learn? Basically this imb learn is another one inbuilt library where which is stating that imbalanced learning is like we will using this library, and we will be calling some subset libraries to do undersampling and oversampling. From IMB learn, I'm just calling undersampling, and I'm just importing random undersampler. And from collections, I'm just importing counter. Counter we use for counting that white rain and white rain and white S. We will be using counter for counting things. Now I'm just calling out this library. Now this library is ready. Now I'm just telling random and like RUS. I'm just mentioning random under sampler as RUS. I'm just declaring it as variable. Now I'm calling random under sampler, and I'm just passing another two variables, random under sampler x train comma random under sampler y train. I'm just going to take this x train and y train, and I'm going to undersample these two things. So what I'm going to tell is use this RUS undersampler function, and I am telling fit and transform. Not this here, we are not going to transform here. We are just going to resample. We are just going to change here. So I am just using inbuilt function fit resample, and I am passing x train and y train. And now you could see it ran. Now we are ready with our undersample for x train and y train. For that I'm just going to print and see uh, how it was before and how it was after. I'm just using the counter function for inbuilt y train and those after what is it's going to look after. I'm just calling the same counter function, and I'm just going to check and after train. Now you could see here, right? Now it is under sample. Before it was 1 9 1 to 9 and 0 to 7. Now here after doing undersampling, you could see 0 to 7 and 1 to 7. Now that is now the trained more. Now the splitted the train which we splitted for y train is now is undersampled. Like the same ways you can do for that for oversampling also. For oversampling, you just call the same library from IMB learn dot oversampling import random oversampler, and you will be using the same function. Like I will show you in codes, which we will be doing for oversampling. We are calling the same function from IMB learn dot oversampling importing random over sampler, and from collection I'm just importing counter. Now the library is imported. I'm just mentioning ROS as a random over sampler and declaring it and passing that inbuilt function, and I'm calling ROS x train and ROS y train and ROS dot fit resample x train and y train. After that, we need to just print the same. Yes. Now you could see here, right? Now this have done random oversampling. So 1 to 9 is remain same, and 0 to 7 has increased 0 to 9. This is how you can oversample your data, and this is how you can undersample your data. And these are the basic and required concepts which are needed for your data pre-processing. And this how our data pre-processing session comes to conclusion. And this is what data pre-processing is. I hope everyone understood data pre-processing. If anyone have doubt, just put up in comments. If everyone understood, just raise up your hands. We will go to next topic, data collection. Yeah, thank you, Karthik. Thank you, Ritik. Thank you. Yeah, this is what data pre-processing and data clean. Now we will moving on to data collection part. I hope my screen is visible. And this is data collection part. Like data collection is the process of gathering and measuring information. Like we will be collecting data from ourselves, or we can collect data from public databases, or you can do web scraping, or you can collect data using some API. Like these are collecting data because we need data to train our model, right? So we need to collect data. So where we can find data from public databases and repositories, for example, Kaggle. Like Kaggle is a data science competition platform where you can find um, where you can find some data sets, where you can find some models, where you can you can upload your data set. It is an open source platform. And for web scraping, you will be using a beautiful soup library, and for collecting data, you will be using API stuffs also. Like from here, you can directly collect your data. For a Kaggle thing, just now you can see Kaggle. Like this is the, just go to Google and just type kaggle.com. Like after typing Kaggle there, Kaggle in Google, you could see this platform and just click that first link Kaggle and create your own account in Kaggle platform. From here you can see data sets. I'm just clicking data set. In here you can see the data sets which are already available. Like you could see death Alzheimer's dataset, world's happiness report, contract classification dataset, Facebook reviews daily updated dataset. Like you could see n number of datasets, and you can take the dataset and you can work on it, and you can use this data sets by doing pre-processing, and you can train your model. These are called Kaggle projects, where you can take the data set and directly do your own project. Like just I'm just taking this world happiness report, I'm just clicking it, and as you could see here, there is a download button. If you click download button, you'll automatically download the CSV file. Like you could see here, right? World happiness report 2024.csv. You will start to download this file, and what are the extra things which available, you can download there also. Like if you want to work directly in the Kaggle, you just click new notebook. By clicking new notebook, you will create a new notebook kind of collab. In this file, you can see directly your data will come here. The data set is here, and you can even upload your own data, and you will be having an output file, and it will give you separate CPU and separate hardware, and it will give you cloud storage. Like everything will be given by the same Kaggle. But most of the cases we will be using Google Colab only, because Kaggle have some minor bug issue. So we'll be using Google Colab. Like here you can see the accelerator, which GPU you want to use to train your model. You can use this also. From here you could collect data directly. This is the one way where you can collect your data public from public database and repositories. And about web scraping, Dheeraj will talk about beautiful soup. And for collecting data, you can use API also. Like for collecting data, you can directly for you can directly go to Kaggle and download the stuff, or else you can get a Kaggle API and directly use that API to collect data also. Like first of all, you need to go to your Kaggle account, and as you could see here, your profile icon will be visible. Just go here and go to your settings, and as you could see here, your API token will be here. I'm just telling create new API token, and I'm just telling now the JSON file will be downloaded to your page. I'm just downloading my Kaggle JSON file. Now the Kaggle JSON file is downloaded. Now what I'm going to do is do some coding stuff. I'm just going to install Kaggle. Yeah, it's connecting. Now it's connected. I'm just installing Kaggle library. Now after installing Kaggle library, you will be calling from Google Colab, and you need to import that files, like which file we are going to upload is a JSON file which you have downloaded. Just go to documents and just upload your Kaggle JSON file, and your JSON file is now uploaded. Now after uploading, you need to make a directory for Kaggle, and you just made a directory for Kaggle, and you're just copying that Kaggle JSON file into that Kaggle directory, and you are giving permission 600, which is nothing but read and write. And after that, you are just seeing the Kaggle datasets which are listed here. And after that, what you need is just like after you see the Kaggle dataset, you just go to Kaggle and take any dataset like World Happiness Report. You need to click these three dots and just copy the API commands and just paste here. And after doing this, you will directly dataset will be downloaded here. Now the downloaded datasets will be in zip format, so you need to do unzip. Like our zip format is World Happiness Report 2024 yearly updated, and just copying it, and I'm just unzipping the file. And after unzipping, you are ready to go, and your dataset is totally ready. You can do data pre-processing stuff. This is one kind of collecting data from Kaggle using API. This is one kind of thing, and basically. Like see here, now your data set is downloaded. You can directly unzip it and you can use it directly. Now this is one kind of thing, like basically the company which we are going to give, like which they are giving internship is Optalpha. They will be basically working on the stock data. So we will be collecting stock data from a particular website, or you can collect data set stock data from any other website also. Like for that collecting data, stock data, we will be using Tingo, a stock market tool. Like you could see here, right? Like this is a Tingo, where yeah, Tingo is a website where you can get your own API and you can collect data from stock. Like basically I'm suggesting this Tingo. You can use there are various website also, you can do the same. For after getting into Tingo, just create your own account and just click your own account and go to your account, and there you can see this API. Just click your API and copy your API to your clipboard. Then after that, like basically Tingo has some inbuilt function in pandas, but that pandas will be work on but that inbuilt function will be working on pandas 1.5. The current version of the pandas, which is 2.0.3, have some minor bugs regarding using that function. If you could clear that, you just go to GitHub and download your own pandas and just configure it, or else you just convert the pandas to 1.50 version. After successfully uninstalled pandas 2.0.3, you will be successfully installed the 1.50. After that, you need to import this pandas underscore data reader, and you can call it as PDR. Just import this file, and after this, just create your variable df is equal to pdr dot get data Tingo. This is the inbuilt function which I'm talking about. I just want a stock data for Google GOOG, and I'm just passing this symbol GOOG is nothing but the Google data, and I'm just pasting my API key by giving API slash key is equal to, and putting my API key here. After running this, your Google dataset is now downloaded. Now that it will be in data frame format DF. So I need to convert this into CSV file. So what I'm doing is calling this data frame to CSV file, and I'm just calling df.head. This head function will tell the top five, like what is the first five data which is in our CSV file. Now, as you could see here, your data set is here ready. The Google CSV file is now ready, where you can see close, high, low price, and opening price and volume, adjacent close, adjacent high. Like basically, you will be mostly working on the close part, because at the every time our model, like the closing value is nothing but the value that closed at that time during the stock price. Like you could use the df.tail to see the last five data also. And after doing this, I'm just calling df2 is equal to df.reset index, and I'm telling only I need close. What are the values are in close? I'm just calling it, and I am just printing it. And as you could see, from 0 to till 1256, I'm just calling only the closing values of the stock price. And after that, I'm just importing a matplotlib and plot this df2, which is nothing but the close. I'm just plotting it and see, and you could see a drastic increase in the stock price, and suddenly it start to decrease at a particular point and start to increase again. So we will be using this model, LSTM models, for basically making this stock data, using the stock data which are more sensitive to scale data. So what we will be doing is we will be doing min max scaler, which converts this data range to zeros and ones. So I'm just calling numpy and scalar and pre-processing, and from scalar and pre-processing I'm just calling this min max scaler. And for the scalar, I'm just telling that feature range 0 to 1, and I'm calling the df2 where my this is available. I'm going to change this df2. I'm just giving the df2 again. I'm just telling scalar. The scalar is nothing but min max scalar. Fit transform. Just going to transform my df2 and shape it to this. Now, if you could see here, now it is shaped into 1257 rows, and there is going to be a one value column, and now it will be in the range of zeros and ones. Now you can do the split and split the data set into train and test purpose. By this way, you can collect your data, and you can do the data pre-processing. Uh, Thus, come to our conclusion. This is what data pre-processing and data collection. I hope you all understood, and I hope you all enjoy this session. Thank you. Like if you have any doubts, you can put up in the comments, or you can just raise your hands if you have cleared everything. I hope everyone got cleared. Just raise your hands if you got the concept. Yeah, thank you, Karthik. Thank you, Likit. Thank you, Mohit. Thank you, Sneha. Like, thank you all. This is the end of data pre-processing and data collection. I hope you all understood. I will upload the post-session materials in Classroom. Attend all the session, because basically after data pre-processing and data cleaning, every sessions are more important in data science and data analysis. The first four sessions are just the basics, and which we are going to learn after this, or more important in your internship things. So try to attend all those things, and thank you. And once again, Dheeraj. Yeah, like basically there is a remaining part is pending, like a beautiful soup. Like basically it will take another 45 minutes. So basically we will teach this in some other session. I will talk this with leads and co-leads about taking this beautiful soup session, because the Optalpha company needs this web scraping part particularly. So we will be teaching this in some other session. So thank you guys for joining, and this we can end the session. Thank you.